Breaking news, my country people. We were used and dumped. Muslim group cries over the Lagos State Governor Sanwo-Olu's action. Let's find out more as we hit the news. But if you're joining us for the first time, you are very much welcome. I sincerely appreciate your presence. Kindly subscribe and please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. A Muslim rights advocacy group, the Muslim Rights Concern MURIC, on Thursday faulted the cabinet composition of the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, which has 31 Christians and 8 Muslims. The group also accused Sanwo-Olu of using and dumping Muslims in the state. Niger News recalled that Sanwo-Olu had on July 28 transmitted 39 cabinet nominees to the State House of Assembly for screening and confirmation. But MURIC and a coalition of Muslim groups under the aegis of the Joint Muslim Forums rejected the proposed cabinet nominees list, noting that it has less than 20% Muslim representation. And in defense of the governor, the CAN chairman of Lagos, Reverend Stephen, during a press briefing at Olusa on Monday, had noted that Sanwo-Olu's choice was based purely on merit, competence, and sufficient capacities to deliver on the set goals and objectives of the government. Reverend Father Stephen also condemned the remarks of the Muslim groups against the nominations. But reacting to the state, the CAN's chairman's comments, the executive director of MURIC, that's Professor Isaac Akintola, accused the Christian body of hypocrisy and asked if CAN could have endorsed the governor's list if it was Muslims, who had 31, while Christians had only 8. Akintola said, "So my country people, the Lagos State Governor Sanwo-Olu supported the Muslim ticket, not because he was convinced that it was democratic and therefore right, not even because he fully supported a Muslim ruling the country, but because he had no choice but to support his principal and his political godfather. So failure to do so would have endangered his chances of securing a second term. Sanwo-Olu's perceived support for the Muslim ticket was, therefore, a self-preservation move. It was not from the governor's heart, but just because he had no choice. But it was therefore most inconsiderate and very selfish of the Lagos CAN chairman to base his rationalization of the ratio 31/8 of the Lagos Commissioner's list of Sanwo-Olu's support for the Muslim ticket. But then the hypocrisy of the Lagos CAN chairman will be more glaring if he can agree that he will accept the same arrangement if vice versa. So my country people, what Isaac Akintola is trying to say is that had it been the Muslims were 31, had it been the Muslims got 31 slots, while the Christians got 8 slots, then how would CAN respond to this issue? That is what Akintola is talking about. How will he respond? He would say the same thing, that they are not considering the Christians, that they are leaving the Christians out. He said the matter whereby only 8 people out of the 49 list of commissioners, only 8 were Muslims and the remaining 31 were Christians. But then my country people, the CAN, in its defense of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's actions, said Sanwo-Olu didn't pick them because they were Christians or Muslims, but because he felt that these people were capable. They had capacities to do the work that they've been called to do. That's why he gave them those positions. So guys, what are your thoughts on this? The Muslims are now a political group. They want to be compensated for their roles in Sanwo-Olu's re-election. For how long can we break up our society for individual gains? If Lagos State were a Muslim state, for instance, we would then break up into so many subgroups to outwit one another. No wonder the Murik is flourishing. But this is the same people who argued that the Muslim ticket doesn't matter. It seems that they are hypocrites. Una never see anything yet. Guys, Ishaq Akintola had given a statement. In fact, it was a warning that Sanwo-Olu should be mindful. Politicians in Lagos should be very, very careful that 2027 would be different from 2023. Yes, it will be totally different because now they are just messing around with the Muslims. They are not regarding them. They don't want to include them into Sanwo-Olu's government. But it will get to a point in 2027 where these politicians, they will come crawling back to the Murik, to the Muslim groups seeking for their support. Then they would remind them of what transpired in 2023, how they called on to the Lagos state government to listen to their cries that they only have 8 people, 8 of their people in the commissioners list. That's in Sanwo-Olu's cabinet. Only 8 out of I think 39. Only 8. The remaining 31 were Christians. So my country people, this is quite, interesting. So guys, what are your thoughts on this? The Muslims group have cried out that they were used and dumped by Sanwo-Olu. Guys, I'm dropping here. What are your thoughts on this? Kindly share your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you.